Hey there! Let's explore some big things that happened in the web dev space in the past month. First, we'll start with an exciting release. Qwik.js finally reached version 1, and this is a really big milestone for the entire front-end community. For those unfamiliar with it, Qwik has some impressive performance achievements, mostly because of original approaches in building UIs. Qwik leverages concepts such as instant loading time via JavaScript streaming to deliver applications that ace performance tests, speculative code fetching to deliver code you need exactly when the users need it, lazy execution via its resumable technology in order to delay the code running in the browser as long as possible, and finally, optimized rendering times so that the UI updates only when it's absolutely necessary. I have multiple Qwik videos on this channel, so make sure to check them out if you are interested in more details. Before moving to another important release in this space, I'd like to briefly discuss a topic also mentioned in the article announcing Qwik's release. Why do we need another framework? And, even more important, why should you care? Granted, you have your established React, Angular and Vue frameworks. On top of that, there is a lot of recent competition in new players such as Solid or Svelte. The truth of the matter is that the web dev space is in constant change, and the type of products, expectations and use cases we are facing today are drastically different compared to 10 years ago. Now, frameworks such as Qwik are able to leverage the lessons learned from previous frameworks and enjoy the freedom of building from the ground up completely different architectures better tailored for today's needs. Since we are talking about releases, let's look at another big one. Angular reached version 16, and this one marks the start of a major rework. It looks like the Angular team is finally listening to a part of the front-end community and is slowly working towards building a simpler, more robust framework. I posted a video on this exact subject recently, and, by the looks of it, Angular is still a topic of heated debate. Usually, as a dev, you'll end up in one of the following two categories. You either fully love Angular for its structure, rigor and opinionated approaches, or you completely hate it. Regardless of your opinion, I believe this release proves two things. On one hand, simpler, accessible solutions will always be more popular and widely adopted in the long run. On the other hand, we have to thank the newer frameworks for pushing the entire ecosystem forward. Solid Signals or Qwik's resumability are the ones forcing established frameworks to rethink their core architecture and goals. However, one thing's for certain, Angular is not going anywhere. It still enjoys its brand name and a fairly wide adoption. And now, thanks to features such as standalone components or simplified reactivity via signals, the framework is slowly stepping into this new era of lightweight, heavily optimized UI solutions. Okay, enough with the releases for now. Let's take a quick detour and look at some of the new cool features announced by Vercel. A few weeks back, I posted a video detailing the release of Deno KV, a storage solution for the Deno deploy environment. I was mentioning at that time the importance of edge deployment and the benefits of moving the compute process closer to the end user. Vercel is a big player in the platform as a service space, which, besides the usual app hosting services we might be familiar with, is now expanding their offering by providing multiple storage solutions ranging from key value databases to Postgres and Blob. This is really exciting stuff, especially since I'm a big fan of backend as a service solutions. Platforms such as Deno or Vercel are slowly managing to find a sweet spot between the flexibility of having control over your own backend infrastructure and the convenience of abstracting away the setup, provisioning, and scaling aspects of server work. By the way, since we are talking about big companies changing the way we build apps, a few weeks back, Google hosted their annual I/O Developer Conference. You can find all their talks on the official YouTube channel, with videos ranging from mobile development with Android or Flutter to various topics on AI and machine learning. If you are a developer, you'll probably find the material design talk fairly interesting, and I am glad to see that the UI and style they are now exploring is finally closer to what the modern web should look like. Also, as a small side note, Google is continuing their efforts to standardize the web, so the baseline project is worth mentioning in this regard. Back to looking at releases, one of my personal favorites, Astro, reached version 2.5. I strongly believe that Astro is one of those frameworks pushing forward the whole web dev space, especially now when fast performant apps are the norm. Astro gains new features at a rapid pace and is always exploring various client and server-side rendering strategies in order to reach those 100% lighthouse scores. This new version experiments with hybrid rendering to allow server routes in static sites and with parallel rendering of sibling components in order to speed up the process when components are doing their own data loading. Next.js, another Vercel product by the way, also reached a new milestone this month. I know, it looks like everybody has a major release in May. The main takeaway is that the app router is now stable and ready for production. This is an alternative to the old file system-based Pages router, and it is optimized for data fetching and streaming from the server by leveraging React Server components. Next also comes packed with TurboPack, a new Rust Power bundler advertised as the successor to Webpack. I am curious to see if this will gain traction, especially since Vite is quickly becoming an established name in the bundler space. Another Next.js interesting addition, now in alpha, is server actions, which allow devs to mutate data on the server with zero JavaScript dependencies on the client. I'll explore this in detail in a future video, so please click the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the web dev world. Finally, let's briefly look at Svelte, which is going through an internal refactoring process. A couple of weeks back, this now infamous pull request stirred up quite a few people. Long story short, due to some inconveniences in the TypeScript development experience, the Svelte team decided to rewrite its codebase in plain JavaScript and leverage JSDoc for type documentation. I should be clear, this is just an internal refactoring and it will not affect your day-to-day work with the framework. Regardless, Svelte is still an extremely powerful, impressive framework, and I will end this video by recommending this recently posted Svelte tutorial where Rich Harris explains some details and ideas worth knowing. Until next time, thank you for watching.